That's my tools I bought. Didn't buy them from the market. I got them from the new shop further on. Right, let me show you. Chain, you can see now, look. That chain, the moment, see, it's tight. So it's as tight as it'll go. So it's nice and tight, but it needs changing. I didn't mean to tighten it. Now then, let me just show you. Gonna have to, see, might just have to get on the floor. See there, look, I haven't got can't get the Allen keys to fit there. So that's the Allen keys, and it's not a fantastic idea actually. I'm not going to touch it and start waggling it about, because my hands will be greasy all over the phone. See, look, I haven't got the Allen keys. Not a good idea. And this bike ain't got a subframe. Right, just let me show you. So what I did, I undid that nut, right, and I put the chain tensioner on 7 on that side. That's the chain tensioner to pull the chain back, right. So I did 7 on that side, and I did 7 on that side. So that's 7 on that side, and no subframe whatsoever on this bike, look. See, there's no frame underneath. So under the engine, let me turn it up. There's no frame. So I'm going to have to work out. I'm either going to have to lift it onto, I can lift it onto the stand, put a piece of wood under this, and like I said, let me just try and turn. So that's it, look. I've undone that, slackened that, you can see. I'll tighten that back up in a moment. You need to slacken that off, guys. When you take your wheel off, take it off. If you're just tightening, okay, if you're just tightening your chain. So like I said, I've actually got new chain and sprockets, but that's what's holding me back. So that's what's holding me back. That sprocket, look. That sprocket there. I don't know. So I need to get. It's not a good. It's not a fantastic idea at all for a Yamaha, and I don't like the idea of that. For me, that should be a circlip, and instead of it being, instead of it being these, it should be a nut. It's like that. See what I mean? My hands are filthy now. Right, so I'm stuck. So what I've got to do now is just, like I said, at least that chain, look, it's tight. It's not sagging, it's tight. And if I ride the bike nice and slow, I'll be okay. Like I said, that's still the chain tensioner. Put it on 7. Now then, right, let me just chat to you a little bit about this. That's not a 19. When I undid the other side, that was just turning. That's about a 20. You'll have to get the correct size, or you'll have to get an adjustable spanner to hold that, so you can undo it. Or ideally a sprocket, socket. Ideally a socket. So that's it. There's nothing I can actually do. At least I know actually. Before I actually started to. It keeps coming off, this chain, right? It shouldn't come off now, and it shouldn't snap. It's a good part. That is a good chain. It's a strong chain. Yamaha did put a good chain on there. Right, so, before I actually started on the bike, I thought, I'll take this off. And that's what I did. Took this off first. I've actually cleaned it. So I took this off first. So I took that off first to see what were under there. And look, we're stuck. Not a good idea, Yamaha. Not a good idea. It's a bit cheap. It works good, but obviously it's not a fantastic idea. So we're stuck. And that looks like a really small sprocket. You can see it's had it. See, it's worn, it's sharp. And this sprocket here too, don't know if you can see. It's starting to go that way. So the chain, it's not going that way, it's going that way. So the chain goes over the top. So I'm going to have to put this cover on now. It's nice and tight at least. You know, I actually... Right, now I'm actually looking at this bike. You know, I need to get some pliers as well for that split link. So as well as that, guys, right, I need to get some pliers as well, or borrow some pliers to take this off, because you can see it goes through the frame. So that's what I'm going to have to do. So that's it. I'm just showing you what I'm doing to the bike, and we can't do anything, but at least I know exactly what I want now. At least I got the tools, and these are going back in now, look. So they're going back in. What else have I done? Wow, I've got a crazy cramp. I don't know why I keep getting a crazy cramp in the same place, like a knife going in me top of my leg. Crazy. Right, so this, I've took it down 1 notch, and I've finger tightened it. Don't over tighten it or she'll snap. Right, so what I've done with that is I've took it down, because when my foot's on here, right, I have to take my foot off, and I have to take my foot off of here, and I have to lift my foot up so I can put my foot on top of there to change gear. Your foot should be on there all the time. You should be able to push down and then go back up. So I've took it down 1 notch. So, I mean, if I were in England, I'd actually strip this bike. I'd unrestrict it, and I'd do quite a lot with it. But, you know, it's an A to B bike. I'd put a CDI on it, an advanced CDI, and that'll make it do about 140 kilometres, 130 kilometres an hour. It will go a lot faster, but the engine won't last as long. So, you know, and it's not a fast bike anyway, guys. It's not a very fast bike. So that's what I'm going to do now. I put the original toolkit back in here, but when I finish, that's not going to go in 19. Buy these, guys, ring spanners, and you need to get the correct sizes. Put them in there. If you break down on the road, it's going to probably be a chain, you know. So get something that'll fix it. Can't touch my phone, so I'm sorry, you know, if I rest my hand underneath. Right, so get a good toolkit, put it on your bike. Then if you break down somewhere, so that's what stumped us. I don't know the size. And, you know, so I don't know the size, and they're not good anyway, these. If you don't get the correct size, you just round them off, then it's a big job taking them out. Then you're going to have to find the correct size. So Yamaha, why didn't you put Yamaha with this bike? You should have put these. Should have put an Allen key to take them off. So I'm going to put it back together now. And there's nothing I can do on the bike. That's it, guys. Nothing at all I can really do on the bike. So, you know, thought I'd just show you what I was doing. And that's about all I can do. So I hope everyone's fine and taking care. Right, so if anyone really knows the size, if you know the size of that, guys, right, if you know the size, please tell us the size, then we can undo it and take it off. Please make a comment, tell me the size, where to get it from, and it needs to be a good key, right? So I clean my hands again and put the bike back away. At least we can run about safely on the bike now, and we don't have to go too slow thinking the chain's going to keep coming off, which is very, very dangerous. You know what I mean? I've been riding the bike really, really slow, and it's really hard work.